Okay, reverse percentages. This is where we've got the new amount and we want to go back and work out the original amount. The common mistake is that people will go, okay, well, something was increased by 20%, so they do a decrease of 20%. It's not quite right. I'll show you a few questions and you'll get the hang of it quite quickly. So loft installation reduces the annual heating cost by 20%. After installation, and that's important, after, Kirtley's annual heating cost was £520. Work out the cost before he had with the installation. So we've got some original amount, and normally we would have multiplied that by 1.2, which would be our decimal multiplier. Times it by 0.8, which would be our decimal multiplier for a reduction of 20%, and that would give us our answer of 520. Now we've got to rearrange this so we work out what our original was. So instead of timesing by 0.8, we are going to have to divide by 0.8. Our unknown is going to equal 520 divided by 0.8. And this is what you do. You work out what your decimal multiplier would have been to make your percentage change from the original to the new. And instead of doing a multiplication, you divide the new by that multiplier. So 520 divided by 0.8 is 650. Okay. In a sale, normal prices are reduced by 20%. Sale, 20% off. Andrew bought a saddle for his horse in the sale. The sale price for the saddle was £220. So we would have our multiplier was going to be times 0.8. So we are going to do the opposite. 220 divided by 0.8. 275 would have been the original price. Hajara's weekly pay this year is £240. This is 20% more than her weekly pay last year. So her weekly pay was increased, so that would have been a decimal multiplier of 1.2. So to go back the other way, we would have 240 divided by 1.2. So it says, Bill says that this means Joe's pay last year was £192. Let's see whether he was right. So 240 divided by 1.2 is £200. Bill's wrong because he worked out 20% of the new amount and subtracted that. Whereas actually this year's pay is more like, is 120% of last year's pay. So when he was calculating it, he was calculating from the wrong side, from the wrong. He should have been to work out what 20% of the original amount was. He should have divided by 120, but he'll have only divided by 100. So we've worked it out. It's £200. And the price of all rail season tickets to London increased by 4%. The price of rail season ticket, so that's times 1.04. So that's a really awful 1.04. The price of a rail season ticket from Cambridge increased by £121.60. Work out the price before this increase. Okay, so actually, we can take a slightly different approach. We know that £121.60 equals 4%. This isn't really a reverse percentage. This is we know what the percentage change is. So what we're going to do is work out what 1% is by dividing it by 4. And then if we want to know what 100% was, we're going to times that by 100. So we've got £3,040. And that was 4% of the original amount, so yeah, it would be £3,040. If we wanted to know what it was afterwards, we'd add £121.60 onto it. After the price of a rail season ticket from Brighton to London was £2,828.80, work out the price before, so this is where we're going to do our division by 1.04. 282880 divided by 1.04. £2,720. In a sale, normal prices are reduced by 25%. The sale price, so that means that we would have a multiplication of 0.75. The sale price of a saw is £12.75. Calculate the normal price. So we're going to divide, because we're going back the other way. £17. And question 8. In a sale, normal prices are reduced by 12%. So that would be a 0.88 multiplier. The sale price of a DVD player is £242, so we're going to do 242 divided by 0.88. £275. And it appears question 7 has disappeared somewhere. Not quite sure what happened there. And that will be another day.